This is the Churchill Mk, the British Tier 5 heavy tank. Now, I had a request via the EU forum to do a review and gameplay on the Churchill Mk, but because there were other videos that were already in the pipeline, this one got put on the back burner a little bit. However, I always intended to finish it before the end of 2018, so here we go. Let's have a look at the British Churchill 1. Hello again everybody and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz, and as the intro says, today we're going to be looking at the Churchill Mk, the British Tier 5 heavy tank, which is the first line in the Churchill variant, so to speak, finally moving up to the Churchill Black Prince. Now the Churchill Mk was actually a real tank. There is a picture of one sat outside Bovington Tank Museum, and to be fair, in real life it wasn't a bad beast at all. And it saw a lot of action in World War II. But has Blitz done it any justice? Well, I'll be honest with you. I used to love this little Tier 5 beastie. But, along with the culling in 5.5, this little British heavy got nerfed to oblivion, to be honest with you. Its DPM went down on the standard AP from 1,641 to 1,430. On your APCR, the Pramo, it went down from 1,385 to 1,207. The rate of fire also changed. The rate of fire used to be 10.26, it's now 8.94. And the reload time has also increased from 5.85 to 6.71. In fairness, your aim time has changed. It's lowered from 2.21 seconds to 2.01. But it is not the same tank, guys. Really, it is not. It used to be an absolute monster on the battlefield. Now it's really, really tricky. In fact, it's also lost a lot of its hit points. It used to have 840, it's now got 700. So its armor profile is not what it used to be, which makes it a tricky tank to get to grips with. Now, the argument from Wargaming is that a majority of the tanks at Tier 5 got nerfed to an extent during the update. Well, that may be, but it's made this tank a lot harder to play, and you need to play it a lot differently to how you used to play it. You can no longer just stick this thing on the front line with impunity and get away with having lots of things bounce off you. As you've seen here so far in the game, we're only 2 minutes in. I am already down to only 89 hit points with, you know, I've bounced only 160, and as you can see with with the ammo I'm using, the penetration is not as good as it used to be, and this is one of the things about it, and it's a shame really, because as I said, this was a fantastic tank. Now, okay, we get away there, we win the game, we get 444, we get a third class, we're not setting the world on fire. Here we are rolling out on Black Goldville. And again, you know, the capacity for it to move is also being slightly tinkered with. Okay, it goes a little bit faster. The engine power has increased from 350 to 375, which means you get a little bit more, and the weight has come down. So it is a little bit faster than what it used to be. But it doesn't really matter, because I don't really want the speed. I want the gun to be effective, and I want the armor to be effective. And what they've done with this tank is tinkered with it so much that it's no longer, in my opinion, as effective as it used to be. Now, a lot of people will argue, well, you know, they tinkered with it because maybe it was OP, or they tinkered with it because they're going through this whole thing of changing and lowering the amount, you know, trying to spread the game out so the new players can get into it more. guys, this is tier 5. Tier 5 was never a seal clubbing game. By the time I mean, if you start tinkering with tier 5 to this extent, you may as well start tinkering with tier 7 and tier 8, tier 9 and tier 10. I mean, where do you stop? I mean, stop tinkering with the tanks to the extent where you nerf them so much that they're no longer pleasurable to play in. Now, okay, I'm enjoying myself in this one. We've done 976 damage, we've killed one tank. Yeah, we've lost a bit of hit points. We bounced nothing when you used to bounce a lot. Okay, I'm bouncing now off the Leo because unfortunately the Leo's been slightly tinkered with as well. Not as much as the Churchill Mk, however. And you know, it's no longer a pleasurable tank. Don't get me wrong, it's still okay to roll out in, but it's not as reliable as it used to be, let's say. I mean, people used to take out the Churchill one knowing that it was going to be a tough cookie, a tough nut to crack. And eventually we end up doing just over 1,000 damage. We get 54,000 credit, we take 2 kills, we're not the top tank, and we get a second class for our troubles. Okay, it's not bad, but it's not great. I mean, I remember I used to go out in this tank and I'd find it disappointing if I didn't get a mastery or a first class, which was always the way. But now, with the nerfing, it's a lot harder. And I don't know if it's because they're expecting the seal clubbers to walk away from these tanks that used to be beasts, or they're expecting new people, the new players, to get to grips with them quicker. Either way, I actually don't particularly like the way they've nerfed it, and I'll leave it at that on this one. But for gameplay wise, it makes this a tricky tank to now play with, because the armor profile has been changed, and I'm used to playing it in a certain way. Now it's been changed, therefore I have to play it differently. It's, I can't stick it on the front line anymore. It's not that type of a heavy anymore, which is a shame, because it was a brilliant heavy beastie bully of a tank. Look at that engine fire straight off the back. Okay, it's an R44 of tier 6, but you can still do this with the Churchill Mk. So now I'm in trouble. You can see I'm in trouble. I'm down to 117 hit points, and then I remember, oh, you have to angle this differently now. It's a different type of tank. So I'm backing away, and I'm managing just by the skin of my teeth. I mean, poor Leo can't pen me, and I'm managing on the skin of my teeth to hang on with my bare fingernails to this game. Literally, I'm hanging on for dear life. Now I've got a KV1, which also got nerfed to oblivion in 5.5's grand culling, and now he's bouncing me, tries to ram me, takes some more hit points away from me. Now, however, now I'm sort of bouncing everything. I've now bounced 400, almost 500. I've done 1,100 damage. So you can still play the tank. Okay, that was a bit frantic towards the end there. You sort of got rushed by everybody, but the tank will still bounce. And again, we only get a 3rd class for our troubles, which isn't the best. We did okay. This is my really good friend Major Easy of the BTSV clan. He's rolling out in his Churchill Mk as well, and he sent me this clip and said it may be useful, and he didn't think it was going to be. And I absolutely welcome this clip, because it just allows me to show you that a lot of the players who used to, or have played a lot of games and are experienced at Blitz, are finding the same problems with the same tanks, and this is one of them. Simple fact. And it's a shame. It's like the KV1. I mean, they nerfed the KV1, and I don't agree with how they nerfed it. I don't agree that they should have taken that one gun away, but they did. Anyway, back to Major Easy in his Churchill Mk. As you can see, here he is on Copperfield, tearing through a poor old M8. I mean, that's really great play. He's already done over 250 damage. He's not had any shots put on him yet. This is a good roll. And as you can see, the Churchill Mk1's got a bit of a better turn of speed than what it used to have. And now he's after this T1 Heavy, which is a pretty difficult tank to get on with. And as you see there, you will still bounce in this thing. He's bounced 160 because, again, the T1 Heavy has also been nerfed. and that one didn't bounce. So he's taken a 615, he's bounced 160, and he's had a few hit points taken away from him. Now he's on Copperfield, which is, to be honest, my least favourite map. I really don't like this map. I think it's just incredibly small, and I just don't like it. Simple fact of life. But Major Easy is loving it. He's already got his third kill, and he's just ploughing into this red team. And as you can see, he's not getting the damage that you would have used to get prior to 5.5, but he's still putting in some really good shots and getting some really good pen when they're side on. And he's doing now an average roll of, what, 170? Which isn't bad for tier 5. Okay, it used to be better, but, these are the times we now live in. We now live in a post 5.5 world, and we have to now get used to the fact that it ain't what it used to be, guys. So, you have to adjust your gameplay accordingly. Now he's bounced 320, he's done 1,190. Oh no, he's done 1,350 damage now, which is great. And he's having a whale of a time. There goes kill number 5. And maybe he's going to get kill number 6 with this T-34. Yes, he is. Voila. You can still have fun in this tank. Don't get me wrong. You just need to adjust your gameplay. And, I mean, that's fantastic. A great pools medal. He's got a first class. He's done 1,547 damage. He's got a shed load of credits. And he killed 6 tanks. And he came back, if you noticed, with hardly any damage to himself. I mean, that's a fantastic replay. And it just goes to show that the tank is playable. You just need to adjust. And I'd like to give a big thanks to Major Easy of BTSV Clan there for sharing that replay with us, because I really needed it, to be honest with you, to enable me to complete this video and to show the people out there that it's still a tank you can play. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with me being rushed by a multitude of big tanks. And I just want to say, since 5.5, guys, you've got to roll out in this thing slightly differently. It's, as I said earlier, not the beast it used to be. It's not as formidable armor-wise as it once was. You've got to be more protective of it. And as you saw with Major Easy, you will still go around the battlefield and cause absolute damage. And as you will see here, you will still bounce shots if you angle it correctly. And that's the key fact here. This tank now makes you play more defensively. You can't be overly aggressive in this tank, because if you are, you'll get wasted and you're back in the garage. It's that simple. So you've got to adjust your gameplay if you had this tank and rolled out with it prior to 5.5. If you've never had it prior to 5.5, then obviously it's going to make no difference to you. But this was a request video, and I'm assuming that the person who requested it did have this tank prior to 5.5 and is now finding it a bit more traumatic than what they remembered it. And to be honest with you, when I rolled out in it, I too found it more traumatic and less shiny than how I used to remember it when I first played it before the grand culling in 5.5. But if you look at Major Easy's video again, like I said, this is still a tank you can have fun in. You may not be able to set the world on fire, but you can still have a lot of fun in this tank. Don't get me wrong. You've just got to remember, it's not the same beast. It's a different beast. Play it differently. Adjust your gameplay. You're not going to be dishing out the damage you used to dish out. Your reload is not as fast as it used to be. Your armor is not as trolly as it used to be. But you've got a bit of a better engine, so it's all good, hey? Just remember this. Angle all the time. Pick your targets, guys. Don't go rushing in. Only blind men rush in and die straight away. You can hold your own. You've seen it here. You've seen it with Major Easy. Play it differently. Be more conservative. Anyway, I hope this video has been useful. By all means, comment below. Tell us what you think of the Churchill Mk. Send me your replays at the usual email address, fujitsblitz@gmail.com. And please, if you haven't already, press that little subscribe button. It's not like I'm asking you to give me $1 million. What I'm asking you to do is press subscribe, because the more subscribers I get, the more chances I have got to get things away from wargaming to run competitions like gold and tanks, etc., etc. So, until the next time, guys, stay safe out there, have fun on the battlefield, and happy tanking, because that's what it's all about, fun and happiness. Hey, I've been Fuji, and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved, and tell me what you'd like to see. I really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.